What is that Santa like? Oh, hello. And sorry, you caught me reading Memoirs of a Santa. Welcome back to IMO Reviews, and Merry Christmas. We have a glass of mulled wine, we have our Santa hat, we have our blanket, the lights are on, and let's discuss a Christmas classic in National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Clark Griswold is determined to deliver the perfect Christmas as his family come together, only to find out that he may have bitten off more than he can chew. Let's dive straight into the positives of National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, a movie that until last week I had never seen before, believe it or not. For many people it is an absolute clear staple of Christmas, but just not in my household, unfortunately. And I can now admit that we were wrong to ignore it, because National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation is an all-out, rollicking, romping ride for the holidays. I really do enjoy the performances of this movie. Say what you want about Chevy Chase, by all accounts he's quite the arsehole. But if we're looking at just the performance, it must be said, he's really good here. He's very physical with his performance, his reactions and his comic timing are so spot on, and I think the rest of the cast do a fantastic job of bouncing off of him. They either keep him grounded, or they just add to the absurdity. It's very well balanced in that regard. And speaking of those other characters, I really do appreciate the fact that they also get moments to shine in the movie. It's not all about Clark. Everyone has their own crazy out there personality, some of which that you will be able to relate to real people that you know in your life. The grandparents failing to hear every word said and constantly thinking they've moved house when they clearly haven't. Yeah, definitely reminded me of a few old people I know, God bless them. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation is a genuinely funny movie that's really quotable, with full of memorable moments and lines throughout that are already staying with me after just one watch.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
And I, for one, am a huge fan of absurdist comedy. It really does crack me up when the most unbelievable, outlandish, tongue-in-cheek punchline is what is delivered. And without giving away any spoilers, but for those of you who have seen it, you can only imagine how side-splitting I found the finale with its pure chaos. This movie really understands my humour and it worked a treat on me. I think the movie's pretty well made as well, especially for its time. There's a pretty solid amount of practicality to it. Granted, the sledding scene is very clearly a green screen, but there are other aspects of the movie that are quite impressive, whether they be big or small. The sets look fantastic, and I'm really impressed with the stunt work with the ladders. It's quite nerve-wracking. But above all else, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation is still festive and fun, and it doesn't get lost in its absurdity. It still remembers to bring it back around to what the heart of the film is, and funnily enough, having done it in such a stressful and frankly chaotic way, ended up feeling more Christmassy to me than something that would be clean cut and proper. Because that's what Christmas really is. It's chaos. People are turning up at any given time of day. You've still got the parsnips to chop up. You still need to fit the roast potatoes in the oven, even though the turkey has swallowed up every inch of space. No wonder Mum's cracking open the Bucks Fizz at 10 in the morning. She actively needs it. And I, for one, really appreciate that Christmas Vacation gets that. It's not perfect, and Christmas doesn't have to be perfect. Everyone just has to be there, and they have to have a real and genuine appreciation for each other. That's what this holiday's all about. But as a critic, I always have to look for negatives, even in movies I don't want to find negatives in. And I did, maybe, at a push, find two for Christmas Vacation. But they are far from criminal. My only real issues with this movie is that I do think it could be paced a little bit better. There is a bit of a sag narratively in the middle portion of the film, at least for me. But like I said, it's far from criminal. And I, for one, didn't always care for the constant running gag of the neighbours and their rivalry. I don't think it needs to be cut entirely. There are definitely aspects of it that really cracked me up and I thought were brilliant. Especially the moment when the neighbours are being blinded. That was great. But there are a few gags involving the neighbours that didn't work for me. They were a little bit too predictable. I already knew what the punchline was going to be before we got there. And it's just those little moments where I think, yeah, you could have shaved that off and saved the film a minute of runtime. But that being said, I'm going to give National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation a 9 out of 10. If you have not seen this movie yet, I would highly recommend it to you. Take it from me, as someone who's only just got around to it, you are missing out. It's fun, it's feel good, it'll put a smile on your face, and it'll get you in the festive spirits. But above all else, I just wanted to take this moment to say thank you very much for your support of this channel. You've been absolutely wonderful with your likes, subscribing, commenting. I really do have a perfect, fantastic, lovable audience. I couldn't ask for a better crowd. Thank you so much for all that you do for IMO Reviews. Cheers. Here's to you. Hope you have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and I'll see you in 2024.